You are tired. I don't mean the kind of tired that a good night's sleep can fix. I am talking about a deep, ancient exhaustion that lives in the marrow of your bones. It is the exhaustion of a swimmer who has been treading water for 30 years, terrified that if they stop moving their legs for even a second, they will drown. You wake up in the morning to the sound of an alarm, a sound designed to induce panic, and before your feet even touch the floor, your mind is already racing. You are already calculating the deficit. What didn't I get done yesterday? What do I have to achieve today? How many emails are waiting? You look in the mirror and you don't see a human being. You see a project. You see a hairline that is receding, a waistline that is expanding, a bank account that isn't growing fast enough, and a personality that needs polishing. You gulp down your coffee, you merge onto the highway, and you join the millions of other souls in metal boxes, all rushing toward a horizon that never gets any closer. And underneath the noise of the radio and the hum of the traffic, there is a whisper. A relentless, nagging whisper that says, "You are not enough. Not yet. But if you work harder, if you read one more self-help book, if you optimize your morning routine, if you get that promotion, if you finally fix yourself, then you will be happy." This is the great lie of our age. This is the trap of self-improvement. And I am here to tell you that this very desire to improve yourself, to become better, is the root cause of your misery. It is the reason you feel so empty even when your garage is full of stuff. Let's look at this honestly. We live in a culture entirely obsessed with the future. The American dream is a dream of the future. It is a promise that the present moment is nothing but a stepping stone. We treat today like a waiting room, a place to be endured until the real party starts. You tell yourself, "I'll relax when I get the house paid off. I'll enjoy my life when the kids are in college. I'll find peace when I lose 20 pounds. You are always living for a time that is not now. But consider this: tomorrow never comes. When tomorrow arrives, it will be called today. And because you have trained your mind to look past today, you will look past that moment too. You are like a donkey running after a carrot dangling from a stick attached to your own collar. You run, you sweat, you strain. You run until your heart gives out. But you never catch the carrot because the mechanism of chasing pushes the object of desire away. The tragedy of the modern Western mind is that we have split ourselves in two. We have created a schizophrenia of the soul. There is the you, who is the problem, the lazy, anxious, imperfect, procrastinating sinner. And then there is the you, who is the hero, the one who is going to fix the problem, the disciplinarian, the manager, the better version. You spend your entire life staging a war between these two characters. You try to whip the lazy you into shape. You try to drug the anxious you into silence with scrolling or shopping or medication. You try to hide the imperfect you behind a curated Instagram profile. But here is the cosmic joke, the paradox that nobody tells you. The one who is trying to fix the problem is the problem. Think about it. Who is it that wants to be better? Who is it that says, "I must improve"? It is the ego. It is the mask. It is the very entity that feels separated from the universe. When you say, "I need to be better," you are reinforcing the belief that you are currently bad or lacking. You are digging a hole to try and find the sky. Every time you buy a book on how to be more productive, you are implicitly telling yourself that you are inadequate as you are. Every time you set a rigid goal to change your personality, you are committing an act of violence against your own nature. You are trying to smooth out the rough waters of your mind with a flat iron, and the more you press down, the more disturbed the water becomes. This is why you feel so stuck. This is why, despite the yoga classes, the meditation apps, the therapy sessions, and the gym memberships, you still feel that hollow wind blowing through your chest at 3 a.m. You are trying to lift yourself up by your own shoelaces. You are a knife trying to cut itself. You are an eye trying to see itself. You cannot do it. The good you and the bad you are the same person. And as long as you are at war with yourself, you will never know peace. Look at the way we live. Look at the suburbs. Mile after mile of identical houses, each with a fence, each with a security system. We have more comfort than any king in history. We have temperature-controlled air. We have food delivered to our doorsteps by strangers. We have infinite entertainment in our pockets. And yet, look at the statistics. Depression, anxiety, addiction, they are skyrocketing. Why? Because we have mistaken standard of living for quality of life. We have mistaken becoming for being. You see, nature does not try to become better. Does a cloud look at itself in the mirror and say, "I'm too fluffy, I need to be more streamlined"? Does a cat feel guilty for sleeping in the sun all afternoon? Does a rose worry that it isn't a sunflower? No. They simply are. They express their nature perfectly effortlessly. A cloud is 100% a cloud. A cat is 100% a cat. But you are only 50% you because the other 50% is busy, criticizing the first half, trying to mold it into something else, something acceptable to your parents, your boss, or society. This pressure to become starts so early. Do you remember being a child? Do you remember when play was just play? When you drew a picture, not to be a good artist, but just because you liked the feeling of the crayon on the paper? Then at some point the system got its hooks in you. You were graded, you were ranked. You were told that if you didn't get good grades, you wouldn't get into a good college. If you didn't get into a good college, you wouldn't get a good job. If you didn't get a good job, you would be homeless and unloved. We terrify our children into compliance. We teach them that their worth is conditional on their performance. And now, as an adult, you are still that terrified child running on the treadmill, waiting for the teacher to give you a gold star, waiting for the world to tell you, "Good job, you are valid now." But the world will never tell you that. The system is designed to keep you hungry. If you were truly content, if you truly liked yourself, the economy would collapse. Happy people don't buy things they don't need. Happy people don't work 80 hours a week to impress people they don't like. The entire machinery of our society relies on you feeling incomplete. It relies on the hungry ghost, the spirit of endless consumption. So what is the alternative? If we stop trying to improve, won't we just become lazy blobs? Won't we just sit on the couch and rot? This is the great fear. This is the whip you use to beat yourself. But this fear is unfounded. When you stop obsessively trying to improve yourself, you don't stop growing. In fact, real growth finally begins. But it is a different kind of growth. It is not the forced artificial growth of a genetically modified tomato. It is the organic wild growth of a forest. Imagine a river. The river flows to the ocean. It doesn't try to flow. It doesn't set a goal to reach the ocean by Friday. It simply surrenders to gravity. It moves around obstacles. If there is a rock, it flows over or around it. It is soft, yet it carves canyons. This is the concept of Wu Wei, or effortless action. It is the art of sailing rather than rowing. Right now, you are rowing against the current of your own life. You are exhausted because you are fighting your own nature. To stop trying to be better means to make friends with your shadow. This is a difficult thing for Americans. We like things bright, shiny, and positive. We hide our sadness, our anger, our laziness. We label them negative emotions and try to eliminate them. But your shadow is part of you. The manure is necessary for the flower. If you try to cut off your shadow, you cut off your substance. You become a plastic person smiling on the outside, but dead on the inside. What if just for today, you decided that you are not a project? What if you decided that you are not broken? What if you looked at your anxiety, not as a disease to be cured, but as a signal? Maybe your anxiety is telling you that this way of living, this rushed, disconnected, hyper-competitive life is unnatural. Maybe your depression is a rational response to a world that has lost its soul. Instead of trying to fix these feelings so you can get back to being a productive worker bee, what if you listen to them? What if you let yourself just be? I want you to take a breath right now. Feel the air entering your lungs. That air has traveled across oceans and forests to reach you. Your heart is beating without you having to tell it to. Your cells are dividing and repairing themselves without your supervision. You are being lived by the universe. You are not a stranger here. You are not a mistake. You are an aperture through which the whole cosmos is observing itself. The idea that you need to add something to yourself to be worthy is absurd. You are the whole thing. You are the works. When you realize this, when you really feel it in your gut, not just understand it intellectually, the burden drops. The heavy backpack of expectations falls off your shoulders. You realize that you don't have to earn your right to exist. You don't have to justify your space on this planet. And in that relaxation, in that deep exhale, energy returns. Real energy. Not the jittery energy of caffeine and adrenaline, but the deep creative power of the source. You might still go to work, you might still build a business, you might still raise a family, but you will do it from a place of play, not a place of desperation. You will do it because it's a wonderful dance, not because you're terrified of sitting still. I know this message is different from what you usually hear. You are used to videos screaming at you to wake up at 4 a.m. and grind. You are used to content that tells you 5 steps to becoming a millionaire. And if that is what you want, go chase it. Go run after the carrot. But if you are tired, if you suspect that the game is rigged, if you are ready to step off the treadmill and walk into the forest, then you have found your tribe. If this resonates with a part of you that has been sleeping, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. We are not building a community of high achievers here. We are building a sanctuary for human beings. We are exploring the questions that matter when the noise stops. We are walking the pathless path back to ourselves. By subscribing, you are not just adding another notification to your phone. You are signaling to the universe that you are ready to wake up from the trance of becoming. You are reminding yourself that you are already home. So let's go deeper. Let's talk about the fear of mediocrity. This is the whip that drives the American work ethic. You are terrified of being average. You want to be special. You want to leave a legacy. But look at the stars. There are billions of them. Is one star better than another? Is the star that shines slightly brighter winning? No. They are all burning. They are all part of the glory. To be ordinary is actually a miracle. To have eyes that see color, ears that hear music, a mouth that tastes wine, skin that feels the touch of a loved one. This is the miracle. You don't need to conquer a corporation or become a celebrity to experience the ecstasy of existence. It is available to you right now in the simplest things. In the smell of rain on hot asphalt, in the sound of crickets at dusk, in the silence between your thoughts. But you miss it. You miss it all because you are living in your head, replaying the past or rehearsing the future. You are sleepwalking through the miracle. You are eating your dinner but tasting your worries. You are playing with your kids but thinking about your bank account. Stop. Just stop. Come back. Come back to your senses. Literally, come to your senses. Get out of your mind and into your body. Feel the weight of your body in the chair. Feel the texture of your clothes. This is reality. The only reality. The rest, the career ladder, the credit score, the reputation is just a game of smoke and mirrors. There is a concept in Taoism called the uncarved block. It represents the state of pure potential before the world has carved you into a shape. As we grow up, society hacks away at us. Don't be too loud. Don't be too sensitive. Boys don't cry. Girls must be pretty. We carve ourselves down until we are small, rigid little statues. And then we spend the rest of our lives trying to decorate the statue to paint it gold to make it impressive. But the secret is to return to the uncarved block, to unlearn, to strip away the layers of conditioning and remember who you were before the world told you who to be. This is not about giving up. It is about giving in. Giving in to the flow of life. Giving in to the fact that you are not the general manager of the universe. You are not in control, and you never were. And that is good news. It means you can resign from the job of trying to hold the world together. You can resign from the job of being perfect. You can just be human. Messy, contradictory, beautiful, temporary human. Think about death for a moment. In our culture, we hide death. We sterilize it. But death is the great teacher. When you are lying on your deathbed looking back at your life, what will you regret? Will you regret that you didn't work more overtime? Will you regret that you didn't have a flatter stomach? No. You will regret the time you spent worrying. You will regret the time you spent trying to please people who didn't care about you. You will regret that you didn't let yourself be happy because you were too busy trying to be successful. So why wait until the end? You can die to your old self right now. You can let the ambitious, anxious, never enough avatar die. And in its place, you can let a new consciousness be born. A consciousness that laughs. A consciousness that plays. A consciousness that knows that life is not a journey to a destination, but a musical composition. The point of a song is not to get to the final note. The point is to dance while the music is playing. You have been rushing toward the final note. You have been running toward the silence. Slow down. Hear the melody. Look at the other dancers. You are free. The cage door is open. The only thing keeping you inside is the belief that you need to earn your freedom. You don't. It is your birthright. As we bring this meditation to a close, I want you to carry this feeling with you. When the anxiety rises tomorrow morning, and it will greet it, don't fight it. Say, "Hello, old friend. I see you trying to scare me into running on the wheel again. But I am not running today." Walk slower, eat slower, look people in the eye. When you catch yourself trying to fix yourself, laugh at the absurdity of it. You are the universe hiding in a human suit. You are the ocean in a drop. You are perfectly imperfect, and you are exactly where you need to be. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening, not just with your ears, but with your soul. If you want to continue this journey of unbecoming, of returning to the source, remember to subscribe. We will walk this path together. Until next time, remember, you don't need to become anything. You just need to be.